Welcome you guys back to my next video. And now what I want to explain, guys, is when you're smoking cigarettes, just make sure you understand something. That you must never ever smoke cigarettes. And now why am I saying that? I say that because it's very, very much more healthy for you to follow Jesus Christ. And just understand, I just recently smoked 2 cigarettes just to experiment, because my dad sits on the couch here. And since he sits on the couch, he watches the television. And he watches the television. And because he watches the television, he's watching the news while he's smoking cigarettes. So I sat down to just experiment just that, to see what he's feeling in a certain moment of watching the television while he's smoking a cigarette. And that's it. And now, what I'm understanding straight away here is that I feel that my air is much more smoke right now. And I have to fight for my breathing. And now I'm understanding straight away that cigarettes does take away your breathing. And you have to understand straight away that if you're growing yourself, you must understand straight away to love your life. So since I'm loving my life now, I'm understanding straight away that I'm looking to help myself to grow. So what I want to do is never smoke a cigarette ever again. And I promise to you guys right now that since I'm actually loving my life, I'm looking for better ways of thinking. I'm looking for better ways of doing things. I'm making sure that I'm helping myself along the way to become a greater aspect of myself. But I feel that today has been already a slow start to my career, and I'm learning very quickly about life. So I'm happier without cigarettes, guys. I'm happier without smoking cigarettes, and I'm learning how to understand straight away that no matter what, that in the next 24 hours I'll be going through some withdrawals of cigarettes, because I just did have 2 cigarettes. And why did I smoke cigarettes? I promise you, I smoked cigarettes because I was just experimenting with myself to see exactly why that is. And I'm understanding straight away that as I grow myself with different ways of improving myself, I'm looking for better ways to make money. So as I make money, I'm making sure that I make money in my health, because health is first. And put your health first. And now, never smoke cigarettes, guys. I'm making sure you understand straight away that I'm somebody who is much more prosperous because I have no need to smoke cigarettes anymore. And I'm making sure that I'm learning along the way to really, really help myself to dwell upon a better life. So make sure all the time that if you're experimenting with something, that you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning much more quicker about the fundamentals of life. And I hear Jesus Christ saying that you guys must understand straight away to follow Jesus Christ. And that way you're learning much more quickly about what you need to do to succeed much more. So I'm understanding straight away that it's much more important for me daily to understand straight away that I'm learning very quickly about my life over here. And I'm learning how to actually become much more abundant in my life. And now, since I'm actually becoming much more abundant in my life, I make sure that cigarettes is never part of my abundance, and I make sure that no matter what, that I'm learning how to actually never smoke cigarettes ever again. And every single day is a hassle, because I understand straight away that my dad's cigarettes are right here and it's for free. I promise you, although I'm understanding straight away that I never need to smoke free cigarettes, even if it's cigarette free. And now I'm cigarette free, but I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about lifting myself and my potential. And now, since I lift my potential up, I'm understanding that it's much more easier for me to breathe. And now, because I can breathe, I can still breathe. I'm not addicted to cigarettes. I'm just like a casual smoker. But I'm not a smoker. I'm a non-smoker. In a sense, so that way I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning very quickly how to never ever go and smoke another cigarette ever again, because I never need to. I never need to smoke cigarettes. I'm making sure I'm lifting myself from the potential that I have, to understand straight away that I need to go and grow myself, and I need to find much more better ways of dealing with my life. I need to actually perform and outperform myself every single day, and I need to find better ways of thinking. So every single day I'm learning how to actually grow myself in the process. So why are people not following me personally is because I have to be more interesting. I have to be more interesting. I have to be doing much more things. I have to do much more free work. So it's much more how it is. And I'm learning how to actually grow myself in the process. So what I need to actually learn about my life and my business schedule is that I need to go and grow myself every single day in different ways. And I need to make sure that no matter what, that I never ever put toxic chemicals into my body, because that way I'm learning how to quickly absorb everything much quicker. And I'm actually learning how to actually drink much more water. So drink much more water after cigarettes, so that you wash out all the poison, so that you do better for yourself. I understand that also what's important, guys, is making sure that you're lifting yourself in daily life. So as I lift myself in daily life, I'm looking for better ways of thinking. I'm looking for better ways of strategizing through my life. And through my life, I'm understanding straight away how to grow. But it's much more how you have to grow yourself through different words and different abundance and different ways of thinking. So what I need to do is I need to start actually explaining myself much greater. And I need to actually start doing much more. And it's much more about communicational skills. So it's about your ability to be able to stay away from drugs as you move along throughout life. And why is that? Because drugs never make you anything much more special, and you have to understand how to go and dwell upon a better life for yourself. So what I'm doing over here is I'm chasing much more of my freedom. I'm chasing the need to be able to breathe. And breathing is much more than cigarettes, I promise you. And being able to breathe much more, I promise you, you were born today and you were born without cigarettes in life. I promise you were born as an individual who never had to smoke cigarettes in the first place. So make sure you understand that cigarettes is of this world, but you are something out of this world. And you have to understand how to actually go and perform and outperform yourself differently as a life coach, and making sure that no matter what, that if you smoke cigarettes, that you own up to it and that you call yourself a non-smoker. I'm a non-smoker, so make sure you understand straight away that as I go and grow myself differently, I'm actually learning how to actually become much more abundant in my free will, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning how to actually have much more strenuous ways of life for myself. So what I'm actually performing and outperforming in life is myself, and I'm making sure that I become my best version. So right now I'm my best version I've ever been. And why is that? I understand because I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm actually helping myself to improve my life. I'm understanding the more cigarettes you smoke, the more it becomes more difficult for you to live life. And you have to understand that. First, you must understand straight away that luckily I'm somebody who's never addicted to drugs. I'm not addicted to cigarettes, so I'm able to overcome them. I'm able to overcome cigarettes because it's all psychological. And you must understand that. So psychological ways of thinking and being, and you must understand something, that if you're growing yourself and if you're growing your way of life and if you're delivering content in different ways in abundance, that you're always looking for a better way of life for yourself and making sure that no matter what, that somehow your business is growing. And you need to be growing your business, and you need to be doing something today, regardless of how many people are following you online. You need to be doing your business, and you need to be actually growing yourself in your business along the way all the time, and making sure that no matter what, that you have a breathing experience with yourself where you can breathe. And anytime you feel like cigarettes, go and pray and pray and breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe, and talk to yourself about how much you never need cigarettes, and keep going that way. And make sure that no matter what, that you go for a walk. Go for a walk. Go and do something different. Make sure you understand straight away that life is different all the time. So making sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself, I'm understanding straight away that I need to go and help myself to grow differently, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I have plenty of time to succeed differently, and I'm helping myself to understand something, that life is on my side all the time. So I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself, that I'm understanding straight away how other people never have to smoke cigarettes, and neither do I. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm letting myself in the moment all the time, and I'm making sure that I'm always growing myself. But as you can tell over here, it's been around 2 months without a haircut. In the sense, so why is that? I promise you it's because coronavirus lockdown has happened around my area, and all the shopping centers in terms of all the barber shops have closed down because of the coronavirus period. So that's why my beard is like this, and that's why my hair is like this. But obviously it looks good, doesn't it? I promise you my hair and what I'm doing in life is still looking good. I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning how to actually grow myself in my business. So I'm actually understanding how much I can hold my breath. And it's a nice and beautiful way of life when you can hold your breath long. And you can hold your breath to a good degree, and you can hold it and hold it and hold it. And that means you're much more healthy. And the healthier you are is the more you can hold your breath. In the sense, so make sure you understand straight away that no matter what, that the more cigarettes you dump into your body, the less you are able to breathe. And the less you're able to breathe, the less happiness you have in this lifetime. So make sure you understand straight away that no matter what, that you're learning much more quicker about life, and you're learning about different articles and different ways of experience and different ways of doing stuff, and you're helping yourself to move forward. So that's the whole point. The whole point is making sure that you're looking for a better way of dealing with your life in different ways, and putting 24 hours into 1 hour. So every single day, try to actually make 1 hour video for yourself and post it up online on YouTube, and try to actually tag up your videos as much as you can, so you can actually learn how to grow yourself in the process. So that's what I'm actually learning. I'm learning how to actually tag my videos. I'm looking to help perform and outperform myself in different regards. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that each and every single time I do a video, that my videos are nicely and beautifully tagged up, and that everything's nice and beautiful for myself to grow. So that's what I'm actually doing. I'm actually performing and outperforming myself every single day. But no matter what, I'm learning from the situation. I'm learning from who I am. I'm learning that I never need cigarettes. I'm just experimenting with cigarettes. I'm understanding that I'm never experimenting with cigarettes ever again. I'm actually understanding straight away that I'm learning how to grow myself in different particles of my life, and I'm learning how to actually help myself to grow. So that's the whole point. Yeah, I mean, the whole point is making sure that no matter what you're doing today, that you're always abundant and that you're making sure that you're thriving throughout life. So you're making sure that you're growing yourself in the best kind of way, in terms of the best kind of way, and you're making sure that you're reading, and you're reading every single day something to improve your life. And you must understand to keep reading, because regardless of life itself and regardless of what's happening, you have to read regardless. So you have to, you have to go and do life alone. And life is becoming alone, and you have to become alone in life, and you have to understand straight away that you have to go through life becoming alone. And you have to understand straight away that you have to read something to grow yourself. So growing yourself is the best kind of courage that you can give people, and it's the best way forward. So no matter what, I'm learning how to actually perform and outperform myself in different ways and different ways of life that is much more improving myself with daily measurements of success, where I can go and understand straight away how to actually grow. I understand that no matter what, that as I grow myself, I'm looking for better ways to help myself. So just make sure, guys, that whatever you're doing today, that you're putting it into a video and you're uploading it onto YouTube. And you're making sure that no matter what, that you get more interesting and start really posting much more online, and start really dwelling upon your life much more. I realize I find myself with more time these days because I'm not working a 9-to-5 job, and that's why I'm able to post how much videos I'm able to post, because currently I do receive the government's allowance, and I do receive at the moment government allowance, but making sure that no matter what, that the 9-to-5 job is something that's going to be part of my life very soon with my mum, when I go to live with my mum's house, because when I go to live with my mum in my mum's house. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm looking for better ways of thinking and better ways of dealing with my life regardless of the situation. So I'm actually understanding straight away that as I grow myself and as I lift myself from what I am today and who I am, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I become healthier throughout time, and I'll become a person who's never smoking cigarettes, because I never want my lungs to get cancer. I never want to get cancer in my life. I'm understanding straight away I need to go and now perform myself in daily life differently, and I need to find different ways and strategies to grow, because that's what is important. Actually, what's important is understanding yourself and understanding that you have to become spiritual. And now spiritual people become spiritual because they understand something about life, and they understand that they need to get smarter throughout life. So make sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly about life and processing of life, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you have that nice and beautiful dealing with life, to understand straight away that no matter what happens, that you're doing a greater job for yourself, yeah? Because that's what it's all about. Actually, what it's all about is making sure that you're a non-smoker, because I'm a non-smoker, and making sure that no matter what, that if you're talking much more positively throughout the daily life, actually, it's just the best idea. Actually, the best idea is talking through life much more positively and understanding straight away that you can grow yourself and outgrow yourself, and making sure that no matter what, that you can do videos here and there and make a motivational video here and there, and that you can go and actually grow yourself in the best kind of way forward. So every single day I'm learning how to actually grow myself. I'm learning to become the best version of myself in different ways. I'm looking to help myself to love my life, and I'm helping myself to become that nice and beautiful architecture of different ways of thinking and different ways of being. So I'm understanding straight away that no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning how to actually perform, and I'm performing in different ways. But life is happening, and life is happening to the best of us. And you must understand straight away that you must find yourself much more in preoccupation. But if you find yourself irritable, then go for a walk. Go for a walk. If you find yourself agitated like this, actually make sure you go for a walk somewhere, and bring your dog outdoors somewhere, and make sure that you go for a little walk somewhere with the dog, and making sure that no matter what, that you're learning much more quicker about life, and that you're helping yourself much more in daily life. But make sure you understand, go for a walk somewhere. Go and do something in life. Make sure you understand straight away that you have something to do all the time, and make sure that you understand that God's grave is in you. I mean, you must understand to always keep your temple without toxins. I mean, so make sure you understand that you never poison your holy temple, and make sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly about life. So I'm understanding straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking to perform and outperform myself. So I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm never taking up smoking cigarettes. I'm never smoking cigarettes. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm looking to outperform myself. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning how to grow. So that's the whole point. I mean, learn how to grow yourself and make sure you're never wasting time, because every single day you have only so much time in the day to be able to go and orchestrate your life in better ways. So make sure you understand straight away how to develop yourself, yeah? So if you're developing yourself, then you make sure that no matter what, that you have something to say and you have something to do, and show people your business. I mean, show people exactly what you're doing, and show people in different ways what exactly you're doing and why you're doing it, and start really doing everything for free as much as you can, because that's how you grow. I see also, guys, what's important in life is making sure that you can also pause and unpause your content whenever you can, to have a bottle of water for yourself, to have yourself a drink, and make sure that no matter what, that you're learning much more quickly along the way also. So it's very important for yourself to grow yourself and to understand something about life, that you're actually enjoying yourself in the process of thinking, and in the process of doing life, that you're actually performing and outperforming yourself. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm always actually growing myself. I'm always actually helping myself to deliver content. So that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point in making sure that your life is growing. I mean, the whole point in making sure of anything in life is making sure that you're growing your life, and that you're actually prosperous, and that you're looking for better ways of dealing with life, and making sure that you're spiritual. And now spiritual aspects of life grow, and you must understand straight away how you need to actually help yourself to recognize that you guys are spiritual, and you're spiritual beings living in a human body. I mean, in a sense, so making sure that you embody yourself and that you're spiritual in different ways. So I find myself much more as a spiritual coach who's teaching much more life. I'm teaching people life coaching skills, and I'm learning how to actually cope with my life much greater. So I'm understanding straight away that no matter how I feel much more different. I feel alive. I feel much more of a blessing in my life. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm looking for greater ways of dealing with my life. I'm making sure that I'm improving myself. But it's good to have that error. I mean, it's good to have error in the body. I'm able to breathe. I'm able to understand that I have my nose. I used to have a broken nose for 19 years, and it was very difficult for me to breathe. And now, since I can breathe, I understand straight away that I never forget how I can breathe. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself, I'm looking for better ways of thinking. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning how to grow myself differently. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning how to actually help myself to become the best version of myself. So that's how I feel, and how I feel is much more different. But I need to find the time and place and the nice and beautiful ways of life where I can go and actually grow myself in different ways, while also teaching you daily about what I'm learning. And now when I teach you daily about what I'm learning, I in the process get what I need in life. I get my better communicational skills on. I make sure every single day I'm learning how to actually grow my communicational skills with myself daily, to make sure that no matter what, I'm performing and outperforming and doing all these videos for free, because I'm learning. I'm in the process of learning myself how to actually grow myself differently, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I have that nice and beautiful gist, that I'm actually learning something along the way. So I'm understanding that why people are not watching me is because I need to be more interesting. I need to be much more interesting. I need to brand myself better. I need to go and perform myself into a greater way of life, much greater. So I'm understanding straight away to go and make TikTok something of a current trend, where I can go and make more TikTok videos, and I can make sure that no matter what, that I can learn quickly how to actually run my life much more quicker. So I'm understanding straight away that people are slow to read, and they're slow to actually become something much more for themselves. So you must understand straight away that you must understand straight away how to grow yourself and other people through different ways of thinking, and different ways of strategizing, and different ways of tactics. But you guys are a business as long as you are growing yourself in different ways. And make sure you understand straight away that my business over here grows people in spirituality and life and itself in different ways. So I'm understanding straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm making sure I'm doing my work. I'm doing something that I set out to do. I'm making sure I have plenty of life experience to actually give you something about life that's actually working for me. And what's working for me is health. I have my health first. I'm making sure I'm putting God first. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning how to actually grow myself, and I'm never losing my composure. I'm never losing my communicational skills, because I'm understanding straight away that life is moving along the lines of life differently, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're helping yourself and other people do much more greater, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're sticking out for as long as you can, and that you're learning how to progress yourself in each and every single second of your video is very nice and beautiful for when you have to actually grow yourself differently. So make sure you understand straight away that my nice and beautiful videos are always coming up online. I'm always making sure that no matter what, that I'm looking for myself to grow. But that's how I feel, and how I feel is much more different, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm helping myself to love my life. So I understand that what's important, guys, is making sure that you're motivating people. So as you're motivating people, you're uplifting people, you're making sure that you have a trend and that you perform and outperform yourself differently, and making sure that no matter what, that you have more videos coming up online and that you're always much more successful every single day is very important. So make sure that you're performing and outperforming yourself, yeah? So that's what I do personally. And what I do personally to help my life is different from what you do. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that everybody is different. And now you must understand straight away, you must be giving much more ideas. And you must be spiritual, and more than spiritual enough to go and perform and outperform yourself. So what's you, in terms of what you've been doing on YouTube and what you've been doing on social media, in terms of how it's working for you, is make sure you understand straight away that if it's never working out for you in terms of what you're doing online, then make sure you do something different. So for myself over here, I did upload 1,000 videos up online on YouTube, and I only have 41 subscribers. So obviously something that I'm doing is not working. So obviously something that I must be doing something much better than what I'm doing. So I'm understanding I have to learn the skills in order for myself to grow my YouTube channel. And I have to grow my YouTube channel and my followers, and I have to grow people, and I have to go and somehow talk to people online, and I have to talk to people much more in my daily life. And I understand straight away that the more I talk to people, the more I can actually help myself to grow. So what I do is I help myself to go and really become someone who can collaborate with people, doing something much more. So I'm understanding straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of thinking through different ways of communicational skills. So that's how I actually grow myself. But I need to be able to go and grow myself, and I need to actually help myself to have courses online. So since I have courses online, and since I need to sell myself, I need to practice selling myself right now. I need to practice selling my beautiful ideas. And the best way I can do that is for free. And anything I sell for free is the best way to sell online. And it's the best way to go about life. So I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for branding. I'm looking to brand myself. I'm looking to help myself to improve myself daily. But I'm understanding straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of helping myself. And that's why I'm always consistent. I'm making sure I'm as consistent as I can be online, and making sure that I'm never losing my communicational skills in the process, because that way I'm actually learning much quicker about life itself. By making sure that you must understand, the more I can breathe, the better I can actually speak, and the more I can actually do my work, and the better I can feel, and the better I can say something. So make sure you must understand that as I grow myself, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life and how it's nice and beautiful to breathe, and to be able to breathe something into life where you can actually learn how to actually grow yourself. So every single day, learn how to focus on yourself and learn how to actually become much more free in terms of your communicational skills. But never smoke those cigarettes, guys, because those cigarettes is going to kill you. For sure, those cigarettes will take away your breathing. And breathing is something so critical to public speaking and to life coaching today. And it's so critical to becoming your best version. And you must understand straight away that no matter what, that you must never ever experiment with drugs. I mean, make sure you never experiment with any kind of drugs out there, because regardless of anything that drugs may help you with, actually drugs never help you. I mean, drugs will never help you. Actually, alcohol never helps you. Actually, it never helps you communicate. Actually, what helps you communicate is your words that you're speaking out of your mouth. And now you must understand straight away that if you're going and growing yourself in actual words today, and you're actually giving people more words of encouragement, then guess what happens? Actually, the more you do that, the better for you. And the more you can actually help yourself to actually grow yourself in different ways, and the more you can actually help yourself to understand how to grow yourself in the best ways, you must understand that communicational skills is the way forward. So what you need to do in daily life is you need to read more. And yes, you're alone, and life is going on life alone. And you must understand that I have to live with myself over here. I have to live with who I am, and I'm happy for who I am. I'm happy in terms of my life. So every single day I'm learning how to actually treasure myself. I'm looking to grow myself. I'm looking to outgrow myself. I'm looking to become my best version all the time. So push yourself and push that best version of you all the time. So every single day you're actually learning how to actually grow yourself in the best way, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you never ever put toxic chemicals into your body, because it never does help you. So every single day you must understand straight away that no matter what I'm doing, I'm making sure I'm very nice and beautiful. I'm making sure that I'm never cold, I'm never too hot. I'm making sure I'm just warm enough to have a great temperature for myself. So always be looking out for your temperature, and make sure that if your skin is cold, in terms of your skin, if it's cold or not, make sure you understand to get warm all the time, and just be warm and be at a nice and beautiful temperature for yourself. So you can always measure your temperature, yeah? So make sure you're always in touch with your own temperature, and making sure that no matter what, that you're learning how to actually seize the opportunity for yourself to actually grow yourself. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm making sure that no matter what, that in this video, I'm making sure I'm doing as much as I can to help myself to grow. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I have that nice and beautiful spiritual path every single day to help people. And that's how I actually grow myself. I grow myself through different ways of thinking and different ways of abundance, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. So that's how I feel, and how I feel is much more different. And you must understand straight away that no matter what, that as I grow myself in the best way possible, I'm actually understanding something. That no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning how to actually have much more abundance in my life, because I have something to say, I have something to do every single day. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly that the more I speak, the more I can actually do. And you must understand straight away, speak much more words, and learn how to understand that the more words you speak today, the better you are. And you must understand to find those nice and beautiful ways of thinking, and be practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing. And that way you must understand that you become a practitioner who's practicing the life given essence that you have, and you're actually giving that forward with your words, because that's what you need to be doing. So for myself today, I'm actually understanding that it's always much better to stick to the 1 hour rule, which means stay indoors for 23 hours, and 1 hour of the day, just go out to the shops and get yourself something to eat and drink, and get yourself some clothing and stuff like that for 1 hour of the day. And you must understand straight away that no matter what, that you must understand how to grow yourself. So every single day I'm learning how to actually grow myself. I'm learning how to actually become the best version of myself daily. But no matter what, I'm learning how to actually quickly become solitude. I'm solitude. I'm someone who goes indoors, and I stay inside of my doors, and I'm learning how to actually grow myself in the process, and I'm learning how to become my best version all the time. So I do understand something that I'm talking about with. I do understand what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about my nice and beautiful way of life, where I'm doing much better than yesterday. I'm making sure that I have better ways of thinking. I have better ways of doing something. I'm making sure that I'm never needing cigarettes. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about the hazard of life, which is making sure that no matter what, that you live life to the best of your ability, and make sure you understand that no matter what, that it's never a hazard to live your life to the best of your ability, but making sure that no matter what, that you prevent yourself from falling. And you must understand straight away that you must go and grow yourself. And you must understand straight away that there's always a way forward if you have a will. And if you have a will, then you're still alive. And if you're still alive, there's still a way for you to succeed. And you must understand how to go and take those steps. And then I promise you never take those steps. You promise you do the steps required of you every single day to make sure that you get to achieve your goals. And you must understand straight away it's much more how it is. So every single day you must understand that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm making sure that I understand something. I understand that no matter what, that my life is nice and beautiful. I have a nice and beautiful life. I'm making sure that I do perform and outperform myself at least. I do have credibility in my life to succeed differently. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life itself and how to actually perform and outperform myself. I find myself doing much more videos these days, because no matter what, as I do my videos, I make sure that no matter what, that people are learning from it, because it's much more about helping people to grow with ideas. And the more you can throw ideas at people, the more you can problem solve. And the more you problem solve, and the more you help people in your standard, and the more you help yourself to understand something about life, the better you are. So making sure that no matter what, that you're actually understanding something, that I'm a non-smoker, I never need cigarettes, but I never need drugs either. And that's why I'm actually growing myself, and that's why I'm actually performing and outperforming myself, because I feel my life is much more like that. And I'm actually understanding something, that as I grow myself differently, I'm learning. I'm learning from the situation, I'm learning from what I have in life. And that's why I'm learning how to actually help myself to grow. So that's what you guys must be doing. And you guys must be helping yourself spiritually, growing yourself. I mean, you must be helping yourself spiritually to grow yourself. Is very important. So make sure you understand straight away that no matter what I'm doing, I'm always learning how to grow myself differently. And I'm making sure I have more enough time and success every single day to outperform myself. So every single day I'm learning how to actually grow. And you have to learn how to be with yourself daily. And you have to learn how to be with yourself around people and around drugs. And you have to learn how to be with yourself by never taking drugs while other people are taking drugs. And you must understand that I have to live with my life over here, when my dad has cigarettes 24/7 right here next to me, and it's for free. And I have to live with that. So I have to learn how to actually never smoke cigarettes. So I'm understanding straight away, I'm learning daily how to breathe. I'm learning daily how to actually become the best version of myself daily. I'm doing something daily to help myself. And that's how I'm understanding straight away that you must understand that no matter what I'm doing, I'm making sure that no matter what, that you guys have a nice and beautiful path ahead of you. Every single day I'm learning how to actually do all the nice and beautiful scenarios every single day to bring myself up. And I'm bringing myself up in different ways. I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm performing and outperforming myself. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I have myself every single day in heart's mind, and making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. But that's how my life is. I mean, I realize my life is helping myself to move forward. So I'm making sure that no matter what, I have to be more interesting for people to be able to contact me and to be able to help me out. And I have to help people out, of course, for free. But life is a collaboration with people. And the more you can collaborate with people, the better you can become. So you must understand that when I collaborate with people, I mean, all I do is help them with words. I make sure I post my videos up online. I make sure I do as much as I can to brand myself, at least, to make sure that I'm looking good. And I'm learning very quickly from the scenario. So that's what I'm actually doing. And I'm actually helping myself to become that greatest version of myself all the time. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that it's much more how I feel. That I'm doing all I can every single day to succeed, by making sure that no matter what, I need to do far more than what I can do. I understand straight away that's why I'm actually growing myself. I'm actually growing myself in different ways. I'm making sure that I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm making sure I'm putting my heart's mind into a video, and I'm making sure I'm making videos out of nothing. I'm just making sure that no matter what, I'm doing something for nothing, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm looking for better ways of helping myself always. By every single video I do, I make sure that no matter what, I have that nice and beautiful persuasion technique to keep going and to be serious about my work and to be serious about what I do, because that's how I grow. I grow through different ways, and I make sure that always, that every single video I do, I get better and better and better and better through what I'm actually saying and what I'm actually doing. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself, I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm giving you guys ideas, because ideas is a foundation of your business. And the more you have ideas to give people, the better you become. So you must understand straight away, you have to be able to problem solve your own life queries. And you must understand how it feels to go and teach people as well in front of crowds and in front of millions of people. And you have to understand straight away that you have to have a business of support where you actually can go and grow yourself and your products. And you have to create yourself a product. And you have to understand how to create a product, and you have to put it online somewhere, and you have to sell it. And you have to sell these nice and beautiful products that you have, so you can actually grow yourself. So I'm understanding straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. But I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that a lot goes into business these days. And you have to understand straight away that you have to go and help yourself. But I'm on the way there. I'm on the way every single day. I'm learning and growing myself differently. I'm looking to perform and outperform myself. I'm making sure that no matter what, that this year I have much more ability to succeed, because I'm actually learning and growing from my own videos. I'm making sure that every single video I do, I'm actually putting those words into perspective, and I'm making sure that I'm doing my synonyms and antonyms every single day to learn, and to learn something different from my own life. And I'm making sure that I'm always helping myself to become that best version of myself always. So I'm actually understanding straight away that I never mislead information, because you can never mislead information in life. And you must understand straight away that for myself at least, I'm understanding how to perform and outperform myself. So I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning how to actually grow myself, yeah? So as you grow yourself, you're learning how to actually do life much greater, but life is happening for you rather than against you. So you must understand that no matter what you're doing in that life, you're always performing and outperforming yourself the most, and that you're helping yourself become the best version of yourself in terms of the best version of yourself always. So every single day, focus on some spiritual content and focus on making sure that no matter what, that every single day you're doing something for nothing, and making sure that no matter what, that you're lifting people in every single kind regard, that you're making sure that no matter what, that you're improving yourself. I promise you, every single day, focus on helping your nice and beautiful life move forward. So every single day you're learning how to actually nicely and beautifully be someone much more persuasive in your life, to make sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly about loving your life differently, and that you're helping yourself to perform and outperform no matter what. And you're making sure that no matter what, that you're helping yourself to understand much more words and much more kindness, and making sure that you understand I'm vegan, but this couch here in the back of me is a leather couch, but I sit on it anyway. And since I'm a vegan, I understand straight away that I sit on it, but I'm never eating meat. Personally, I never eat meat. But it's just for myself over here to understand straight away that you guys never have to sit on leather if you never choose to. But I choose to sit on leather when I see so and when I can. I realize that no matter what, that it's much more how I understand something, that I do support everything that's Jesus Christ. So make sure I understand straight away that no matter what, that as I sit on leather couches, I'm making sure that it's just much more, let's say, more effective for me to do so, by making sure that I'm just never contributing to eating meat. And I just never eat meat. I mean, in a sense, so anyway, you must understand straight away that as I grow myself as a human, I never eat honey. I never eat any honey. I never eat any meat products. I never eat dairy products. And I never eat eggs. I understand straight away that no matter what, that if you're a vegetarian, I understand there are two types of vegetarians. Apparently, there are three types of vegetarians, which is an ovo-vegetarian that eats just eggs out of all the meat, and there's a lacto-vegetarian, which is a person who eats dairy only out of all the meat out there and out of everything that animals make. And there is also ovo-lacto-vegetarian that eats eggs and also dairy products. And you must understand straight away that I became an ovo-vegetarian before I became a vegan. So every single day I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that my life is improving myself. In terms of my life is always improving myself. I'm always looking for better ways of dealing with my life. I'm always making sure that my life is working for me, and I'm actually helping myself to never deny myself, but I'm looking for better ways of thinking. I'm looking for better ways of strategizing with myself over here. I'm looking to make sure that no matter what, I have that nice and beautiful way of life always. So I'm actually understanding something about life, that I'm actually doing something to help myself to succeed. But understand straight away that other people are different in terms of how they think about me. And now other people think that I'm schizophrenic. I'm never schizophrenic, but I get medications, and now you must understand that I have to get medications because people put me on medications. And now since I'm actually this kind of individual who understands there has to be on medications, I have to be on medications because the doctor tells me that I must be on medications. And now because the doctor tells me that I must be on medications, I promise you if I stop the medication, I promise they put me in hospital for 3 months. I mean, you understand? And I never want to go to hospital, so I have to take the medications that they give me, because that's just the way it is. Because they never trust me without medications. So what I do is I'll let it be, I'll move forward. And I just really accept everything that's happening, and I move forward with everything, and I make sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm improving myself along the way, and that's how I feel. And how I feel is much more different in comparison to how you feel. I promise you, we all feel different, don't we? We all have to actually help ourselves to grow, and we have to understand straight away that we have to coach people along the way to become much more spiritual. So every single day I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. I'm making sure that no matter what, I have plenty of success happening in my life. I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm helping myself to improve. And that's how I improve. I have to make a service where I'm actually coaching people one-on-one, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm coaching people through life coaching techniques to help them to succeed through different ways of life. And I'm saying it's about growing together and making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about love and life. But I promise you must understand straight away that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for helping myself to improve myself daily. So I'm actually understanding straight away that no matter what, that my life is nice and beautiful every single day. I'm making sure that no matter what, that my life is always prosperous, and I'm always helping myself to collaborate with people much greater. And I'm always understanding straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm helping myself to perform and outperform myself. So that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point is making sure that you're doing something today that you're going to help yourself to improve. And you must understand straight away that I'm always better than cigarettes. I'm always making sure that no matter what, I'm learning from the situation. I'm learning how to actually help myself to find attraction, and I'm actually understanding something about life moving forward. So you understand straight away that no matter what, you must be away from cigarettes as much as you can, and you must be away from drug addicts, and you must understand straight away that no matter what, you must be performing and outperforming yourself always. But if you're smoking cigarettes today, then you're letting yourself down. And if you're smoking and doing drugs today, or such as alcohol or methamphetamine or stuff like that, then you're letting yourself down really. And you must understand straight away that what you need to be doing in daily life is performing and outperforming yourself in ways that you're helping yourself to become your best version. And you must understand that's the best way forward for you. So making sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly about life itself, and making sure that no matter what, that you have more enough success all the time to succeed differently. And that's why I'm actually growing myself, yeah? I'm actually growing myself through different ways of thinking, because I'm looking for different ways of becoming abundant. And now, how do I become abundant? I have to read, and then I do. I have to read something and I do it. I have to read something and I do it. I mean, the more you read, the more you can do. First, you must understand. So, every single day, learn how to actually read much more content today than ever before. And if you find yourself around your house too much, it's time to start reading, and it's time to start educating yourself throughout the day. And you must understand straight away that no matter what, that if you're building an audience, then you have to understand always to go and read much more on how to do that. And you have to understand straight away that no matter what, that what performs for you may not work for somebody else. But make sure you understand that you have to check the data, as Lewis House says. And you have to understand to check the data and see what's trending and go and talk about that. And see what's trending and talk about that. I mean, in a sense, so no matter what, that if you're learning how to actually grow yourself, and if you're learning how to actually become abundant and free, and you're actually learning how to actually become the best version of yourself daily, then you're giving everything for free as much as you can to become the best version of yourself daily. And that's why I'm understanding straight away I deserve much more than what I've given. And I understand straight away that's why I'm doing much more than what I've given. And I'm understanding straight away that's why I'm understanding straight away to go and grow myself definitely. So what you give is what you get in life. I mean, they're saying, what you give is what you get. So what you have to be understanding about life is the more you give, the more you get. Of course, you must understand. So what you sow is what you reap. And I've been sowing a lot. I've been sowing a lot of communicational work. And I'm actually been talking to myself daily for a long time. And I'm actually understanding straight away that as I talk to myself for a long time, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. I'm making sure that no matter what, I have plenty of time to succeed differently, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm helping myself to improve along the way of being a life coach. But if you find yourself getting angry, then you must understand straight away that you must go and actually point that out. You must point out what makes you angry and why. And you must understand straight away that no matter what, you must be nicer in compassion and towards family and friends and people and animals these days. And you must be much more able to understand straight away to be much more of a light-hearted person who has a light-hearted type of intriguement in your life, where you have to be much more light-hearted in your life, where you have to be much more open-minded as well, to be able to learn and to be able to be jolly and to be able to go and really go and be light-hearted in terms of cheer up yourself. And you're making sure that no matter what, that as you're cheering up yourself and other people, you're actually learning how to motivate yourself along the way. And that's the whole point of life. The whole point of life is making sure that no matter what, you're learning how to actually find the best kind of deals in the planet, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're never dropping and that you're never falling, and make sure that no matter what, that you're lifting yourself up through every situation. You're making sure that your life is moving forward, yeah? So make sure that no matter what, that you're never doing hard labor, and make sure that no matter what, that you understand straight away that every single 9-to-5 job requires you to stand. Every single 9-to-5 job out there requires you to stand so much, but that's how it is. And other 9-to-5 jobs require you to sit, all day long or stand all day long? I mean, what do you want? I promise you, I'd rather just stand all day long for myself. I realize every single day, and I understand straight away, it's just the way I am. I'd rather stand than sit all day long. So I'd rather move around. I mean, so it's much more how it is. So I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking to help perform and outperform myself. I'm actually understanding straight away that no matter what, that I need to go and grow myself differently. But make sure you understand straight away that you have yourself a good time for yourself, and make sure that you understand that cars are liabilities. So anybody who has a car today, then you must understand that cars are a liability and it's never an asset, because as soon as you give money for a car, especially now, petrol and insurance and fixing up the car and service for the car and changing the tires, that's all taking money away from you. I mean, in a sense, so what Robert Kiyosaki does is he buys an asset and he gets an asset that pays off for the car. So for example, he may invest in real estate that gives him a certain amount of income to get a certain car. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that you can do that for yourself, and you can understand straight away that you have to go and learn how to actually get real estate for yourself. But you have to understand that most people believe that they have to start with money to get real estate. But as Ken McElroy says, that he says that nobody, in terms of that most people have to always start making money right now. And you have to understand that he says that you must go and get real estate now without money, so you understand straight away that you can find yourself investors and you can find yourself a proper deal right now where other people can actually invest for you. And you have to understand straight away that no matter what, that you can go and manage the property and make some money. I promise you must understand straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of helping myself to grow, and that way I'm learning very quickly about life. So I'm understanding straight away that my resource is many people in terms of my mentors that you guys can check out in my Instagram link. I have an Instagram link where I send you to Danny Milivojevic Mentors, and go and check out these people and go and see what they're doing every single day and learn how to actually perform and outperform yourself daily in terms of what you're doing. So learn how to actually grow yourself, yeah, and learn to actually become the best version of yourself regardless of the situation. But learn to understand that breathing is much more important than smoking cigarettes, and just learn that, and learn to understand the straight away that if you're unable to breathe, then how are you supposed to do anything in life? I mean, in a sense, so make sure that no matter what, they're never supposed to, but you must really, really live life to the best of your ability, and you must understand straight away that you must hold yourself together, and you must be doing a greater job. See, so every single time, I realize every single time I go and do something, I make sure always I'm lifting myself and the people around me. I'm making sure that no matter what, that you must understand that friendships do end, and you must understand that no matter what, that you must go and find yourself around family members, and you must find yourself doing a greater job throughout life. So every single day you're looking to write more, and you're looking to read more, and you're looking to understand, to just develop yourself and develop your mindset. That's all you have to do. And if you can actually understand how to do that for yourself, and you can understand straight away that you must understand how to grow yourself differently, and that you're posting all these videos up online, and you're making courses online, that you're going to be a far better individual and far greater individual than if you never ever started for yourself. So make sure you understand straight away that you must go and grow yourself, and you must go and outperform yourself daily. And you must understand straight away that no matter what, that life is happening to everyone. And to everyone, you must understand straight away that life is growing. And you must understand that growth is the best way forward. So anybody who goes and reads much more content around life and is much more able to read and read and read, and is much more able to grow themselves through spirituality and through different words of encouragement, and making sure that no matter what, that they're learning much more quickly, is going to be finding themselves on a greater road. So for example, in terms of the most recent 3 years of my life have been life-changing, because I've been trying to stay away from cigarettes. I've been trying to become a vegan. I've been trying to become my best version. I mean, in a sense, so every single day I'm learning how to actually communicate much greater, because I dedicate myself to videos. I dedicate myself to growing myself, and it's the best way forward. And you must understand that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for different ways of strategizing myself around people and around things, and I'm looking to actually help myself to grow. And that's how I find myself actually talking much more words. But if you talk much more words, I promise you, you'll find a way. I promise you'll find a better way moving forward. And you'll find yourself making sure that daily you're going to actually help yourself to grow. And that's how you find yourself much more better. And you must understand straight away that no matter what, that here in Sydney, Australia, I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm always in my house. I'm always staying indoors because my friends over here, actually I have no friends except I'm making sure you must understand that I have myself a great time. And I do have friends, but I never talk to them. I never talk to them much because I understand straight away that they're never in my they are never in my life. And you must understand that I never need them in life. So what I need to do is I need to actually perform and outperform myself, and I need to actually have more time for myself, at least to make sure that no matter what, I have a greater business for myself. So my business is growth, and it's actually life coaching and music production. So I'm actually learning how to actually perform and outperform myself at least, and I find myself doing a greater job for myself. So that's the whole point, yeah? But you must understand that every single time I find myself doing a nice and beautiful melody or a dream of melody or something like that, I make sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life itself. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how I can topple myself to do much greater and greater and greater as the time goes on. I mean, in a sense, so every single day I'm learning how to love my life differently. I'm learning how to really inspire myself to grow. And what I can do today is much more different than what I could have done yesterday, because I'm understanding straight away that the more I read, the better I get. And the more I read, the better I get. I mean, in a sense, so I have to be constantly reading something. I have to constantly read something new that I've never read before. And I have to read it twice over, and 3 times over, and 4 times over, and 5 times over. And I have to read one paragraph 5 times sometimes to understand it. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you're reading and reading and reading throughout time, and you're going to get better and better and better through business skills. So make sure you understand straight away that you read till you understand, until the cows come home. I mean, so make sure you understand that no matter what, you keep reading always, because the cows never come home. I mean, I promise you must understand that saying. I mean, keep reading until the cows come home. I mean, because that way, once you read more and more and more, you'll realize that the cows never come home, but you must understand that you get just smarter. Because you just get smarter throughout life. So every single day I'm learning how to invest my money where my mouth is. I'm learning to invest myself into greater ways of dealing with my life. I'm looking for better ways of encouraging myself always to love my life differently, and I'm always finding myself in my house these days because I never work a 9-to-5 job at the moment. But I'm learning how to actually perform and outperform myself regardless of the situation. I'm learning how to help myself to become that better version of myself, because I'm actually encouraging myself always to do life much greater, and I'm actually helping myself to become that better version of myself. So every single day I'm learning how to do nice and beautiful aspects of life. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm achieving much more. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about situations, and I'm learning how to actually learn. I'm learning how to actually grow myself, yeah? So that's all I want you guys to do. I want you to go and help yourself to grow and learn to become the best version of yourself. But you never need a smoke. I promise you, I never need a smoke of a cigarette. I'm making sure that you must understand how to be much more psychological in ways of staying away from drugs, and making sure that you understand that you must be becoming healthier throughout life, and never ever allowing yourself to fall down to below grade. I mean, saying you must understand straight away, you must go and lift yourself in the moment. I mean, so every single time, just make sure that no matter what, that you're lifting people in the process of what you're doing, and that you're focusing on something that's actually helping you grow, because that way you're going to actually help yourself to understand something about life. So every single time I'm actually understanding something, that when I really do something to help my life to succeed, I find better tactics and better strategies, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how to boost my life quality. So I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm living the longest lifestyle I can with what I have to actually understand something about life. So it's much more how I'm feeling, that I'm going to be outliving my mum and dad in this lifetime. So I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm actually understanding something. I'm understanding how I'm learning very quickly about life. But that's how I live. I live to breathe throughout life. I live to understand much more about what I need to do. So every single time I'm understanding straight away that the more I speak words in this lifetime, the more I find a way. And you must understand straight away to speak much more words, and to practice on an audio program and upload the audio program up online, and be speaking constantly daily through an audio program. And that way you must understand straight away that you'll find some ideas to say, and you'll find what's actually going on through your mindset, and you'll be teaching people 24/7 about your life, and that way you must understand straight away how you're growing through that occasion. And that way you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly about life and how time moves on and how time is going up really quickly and time's going by really quickly. But what I find myself doing is contracting into myself, and I'm contracting into my word I while letting everything go. And what do I mean by that? I mean, every single day I'm learning how to stay away from everyone, and I'm learning to be with myself. I mean, sense, so every single day I'm learning how to be with myself daily. I'm learning how to exist in this world in better ways. So I'm actually learning how to actually grow myself in my YouTube channel. I'm learning how to perform and outperform myself. I'm learning to help myself to find better tactics and skills and strategies to love my life differently. And I'm learning how to actually perform and outperform myself. So what I need to do every single day is learn to become much more abundant, because how I feel is how I feel differently. And how I feel differently is how I speak. And how I speak is I speak differently all the time. So making sure that no matter what, that how you feel is health first. And put your health first, and never poison your body, and never always make sure, but never poison your body. I mean, make sure you understand straight away that you must be making sure of yourself. And you must be knowing thyself. I mean, you must be, as Jesus Christ says, know thyself, and never poison the temple of God within you. I mean, so make sure you understand that you live within you, and you live in between your word I only. And you must understand straight away that as you come back to the word I, you're speaking, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly about what you have to do every single day to succeed with, and making sure that no matter what, that you're always performing and outperforming yourself is the best kind of way forward for you. I promise you must understand. So always focus on making sure that no matter what, that you have emotions, and you must understand straight away that the emotions that you have must be spiritual, and it must be something that's actually growing you, and it must be actually helping you to understand something about life. So make sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for different ways of thinking. I'm looking for making sure that no matter what, that my life is nice and beautiful, and I'm looking for better ways to improve myself to speak. And that's why I can speak this long, and that's why I can speak this long, and that's why I can speak for so long every single time in my videos, because I'm willing to coach myself how to do it. I'm willing to help myself to grow. I'm willing to breathe throughout the process, because it takes breathing as well. And you have to be understanding, I'm never taking anything, but it never takes anything other than effort. And you must understand every single day that no matter what, that if you're learning how to grow, you must be encouraging yourself to give that nice and beautiful voiceover. You must understand straight away to grow with people, and you have to understand straight away to start an email marketing campaign with yourself, and get people to subscribe to your channel, and get people to subscribe to watch you. And you have to be interacting with people all the time online. And that way you have to understand straight away that as I'm growing myself, I'm doing a greater way of love for myself. I'm looking for better ways of dealing with myself differently, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that my life is nice and beautiful. So every single day I'm learning how to actually grow myself differently, and I'm learning how to actually perform and outperform myself. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning how to actually grow in the process of my life. So I see everybody's doing their life differently, and everybody's doing something for nothing. I mean, in a sense, so make sure that no matter what, that you're one of those people who's making a positive difference in life, and making sure that no matter what, that you're improving yourself along the way, and making sure that no matter what, that you're be holding yourself accountable to having a greater life for yourself daily. Because never ever drop below grade. I mean, never ever smoke cigarettes. I mean, never ever do drugs, guys. I mean, make sure you understand that the nightlife is something that's going to go away from you. I mean, the nightlife is going away from you very soon, and you must understand straight away that you must go and live life to the best of your ability. And you must understand straight away that life happens to everybody, but you must understand straight away that how you must grow yourself regardless of the situation. So every single day, learn how to actually become much more prosperous, and learn how to actually find yourself in better ways of a remarkable deal with your life, and learn how to actually help yourself grow. And if you're helping yourself to grow, then you're actually helping yourself to actually become much more abundant. And that's what you need to understand straight away, is you're learning, and you're learning something different, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're helping yourself to improve yourself in different ways. And then that way you're actually looking for better ways of climax. I mean, you're making sure that no matter what, you're looking for that nice and beautiful way forward, where you're actually learning very quickly about life, and you're learning how to actually become that nice and beautiful gesture. I mean, you're looking for a gesture in life, and you're looking for more reading skills. So the more you read, the better you become. And just understand that, and hold that to your faith, and learn how to actually become that nice and beautiful individual who can actually understand how to talk in a video camera and how you can talk regardless of the situation, and you're learning how to actually become that nice and beautiful person in your life.